Hi, my name is Paul, and this is Gempire, a strategy city builder for 3 to 5 players that lasts about 75 minutes. Gempire focuses on high replayability as well as keeping everyone engaged by allowing players to choose their actions simultaneously in secret planning tomes. As lead architect of 5 up-and-coming cities in the Gempire, King Zarmund is calling you into a competition to see who can build his new capital. But instead of going for the most victory points or gold, King Zarmund will make 3 demands for his capital city. The winner will be the first to meet any 2 of his 3 demands. These are drawn from a deck of 15, which means every game you play you will have to make a new strategy. Okay, so here's the setup of the game in Tabletop Simulator. Starting with some of the basics, you only collect 2 resources in this game. Production helps you build buildings and upgrade your city in a couple of different ways, and Science helps you discover technologies that will give you special abilities. The buildings in the middle will always help you in one of 3 attributes. Those are Population, Gold, and Culture. The blue cards over here are the technologies, and for each game you play you will randomly draw 5 technologies out of the deck of 21 included in the game. Lastly, I want to go over the dry erase books, which are your planning tomes. In here you will keep track of your attribute totals, and you will also choose what you want to do for the next round. Now I want to go over the general flow of a round. Every round has 3 steps. The first is that somebody rolls the resource dice. Now this is a community result, so it doesn't matter who rolls the dice, but you should pass the dice around because, I mean, come on, who doesn't love the chance to roll some dice? Now second is that everybody covers up their books and will choose one of 3 actions in secret. After they're all ready, then step 3 is you all reveal, and you resolve the action that you chose. After everyone's done finalizing their action, then you pass the dice on to the next person and you start the next round. So let's go over the 3 actions that you can do on step 2 of the round. The first one is that you can take the resources that showed up on the die roll. Everyone around the table this round taking resources will get the full amount. And after you reveal, you'll take 1 token for each production you took, and you'll move your cube up 1 on the science board for each science you took. At the beginning of the game, you can only hold up to 5 production tokens at one time. The second action you can do is to use your production to bid on the buildings in the center by writing how much you want to bid on each one. When you're doing this, take a look around the table at how much production your opponents have, as well as at their cities to get hints about which cards they might want to bid on. There are a lot of mind games here. If you think a lot of people are going to take the resources, then go ahead and win some buildings for cheap. If you think a lot of people are going to bid, then maybe it's a good turn to take resources and just let them beat each other out. The last thing you can do is you can upgrade your city by either building a second row or a palace upgrade, but we'll go over both of these after going over how to build your city first. When building your city, you start off with only 1 row, and each new building will be placed immediately to the left or right of the ones you already have. Each building will give you some amount of population, gold, or culture, and you'll keep track of these totals in your book. Some buildings will increase in value depending on how you build your city around them, like this racetrack will be worth 1 more culture for every gold building to the right. When your city reaches 10, 20, 30, etc. in any of these 3 attributes, King Zarmund will mark the milestone by giving your city a beautiful gem of the corresponding color. For each green gem that you have, you can hold 1 more production. For each gold gem that you have, you can switch 1 production to a science or vice versa when you take resources. You can even create resources if you have more gold gems than the number of resources rolled on the dice. For each purple gem that you have, you gain a boost towards one of Zarmund's 3 demands, making it just a little bit easier to achieve. Indicate which one you want the bonus for by playing it on 1, 2, or 3 of your culture flag. There are some limitations to your city. Each row in your city can have 3 districts, which are groups of adjacent cards of the same color. Since there are no size limits to a district, you'll have to decide how large to make each one, and when you start your 3rd one, you'll have to decide which color to discontinue, unless you, of course, build a second row, which will give you 3 more districts to work with on the top. The second row is one option you have for the upgrade city action. The other is a palace upgrade. The rewards that you get for upgrading your palace from levels 1 to 5 are different each game, but they will normally give you some amount of science for each science symbol in your city, or they will give you palace diamonds, which you can use to double or even triple the value of cards that have diamond symbols. Because of the way that you have to place diamonds next to each other in your city, you want to try to build cards with diamond symbols closer together so that you don't waste diamonds on cards that they won't affect, like the trading post. So that's all the time I have for this video, but it really is my hope that Gempire can be a game that strategy lovers really enjoy, and I think mainly because of how the different demands and the different technologies and the different palace level rewards, how they all put you into just completely different situations each game. And I think that along with the minimal downtime that the game has and the fun mind games that you get to play with everyone, that will keep strategy lovers coming back time and time again without growing tired of it. I really did try my best to abide by my cheesy tagline on my rulebook and on my box, which is a game of endless stratagems. So with that, I want to thank you all so much for listening, and I want to wish you all happy gaming.